Have you ever looked at the person you love and thought, this is it, this is forever? I did. I'm Ruby, and my forever was supposed to be with Noah. Our story started like a fairy tale. We met in a cozy little bookstore, both reaching for the same worn copy of a classic novel. It was cliché, I know, but it felt like destiny. Then came the business trips, which became more frequent. He'd call, but the calls felt shorter, more distracted. The easy intimacy we shared started to feel strained. When I'd reach for his hand, he'd pull away after a moment, saying he was just stressed from work. I tried to be the supportive wife. I told myself this was just a phase, that all marriages go through ups and downs. But the little cracks started to widen. He became glued to his phone, always tilting it away when I walked into the room. A nervous habit, I told myself. He started caring more about his appearance, buying new clothes, and spending longer at the gym. I was proud of him for taking care of himself, but a small, nagging voice in the back of my mind began to whisper. It was a voice I didn't want to listen to. Ignoring it was easier than facing what it might mean. The first real alarm bell rang on our anniversary. I had planned a special dinner at our favorite restaurant, the one where he first told me he loved me. He was supposed to meet me there at 7. By 8, I was still sitting alone, staring at the single rose on our table. He finally called, his voice rushed. Ruby, I'm so sorry. Something came up at work. I'm stuck here. I completely forgot. He forgot? Our anniversary? He sounded genuinely apologetic, but the excuse felt thin, hollow. I went home and ate the cold leftovers from the fridge, the silence of our house screaming at me. That night, something inside me shifted. The trusting, naive part of me began to wither. I started noticing things I had previously dismissed. Admitting my suspicion felt like admitting my marriage was a failure, that I had failed. The breaking point came on a Tuesday. It was an ordinary day. I came home early from the shop because of a canceled order. As I pulled into our driveway, I saw his car. I was surprised. He was supposed to be on a business trip until Friday. A wave of relief washed over me. Maybe he came home early to surprise me. The world went silent. I couldn't hear their frantic excuses, their fumbling for clothes. I just stood there, frozen in the doorway, the image burned into my mind. The fairy tale shattered into a million tiny sharp pieces. It wasn't the client. It wasn't paranoia, it was real. The man who promised to love and cherish me had brought his betrayal into the heart of our home. I don't remember walking out of the house. I don't remember getting in my car. The next thing I knew, I was parked by the ocean. The sound of the waves crashing against the shore mirroring the storm inside me. From love to lies, that was our story now. The love had been real once, I had to believe that. But the lies had poisoned everything, turning our beautiful garden into a wasteland. For anyone going through a similar storm, please know you're not alone. The pain of betrayal can feel isolating, like you're drowning. It's okay to feel broken. But it's also important to know that you can heal. Talking to friends, a family member, or a professional therapist can be a lifeline. Seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. You deserve to find your way back to shore. The journey ahead of me is long. I have to rediscover who Ruby is without Noah. I have to rebuild my life from the rubble. But as I watched the sun set that evening, a single thought took root. The sun also rises. This wasn't just an ending. It was a painful, brutal, but necessary beginning. Thank you for listening to my story. If you've ever felt this kind of heartbreak, share your thoughts in the comments. Let's support each other. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories about navigating life's toughest moments. You are stronger than you think.